Artists, today we are going to be making a landscape based on the artist's work, Sushi Felix. So at the drive-thru, what you're going to need to grab is a white piece of paper, one or two smaller pieces of cream paper, and each table will get a cup of chalk pastels. On the back, you need to write your name and class code, Mrs. C, and my class code, and flip it over. Now first I need to draw out my ground and sky. That's what a landscape is, a picture of land. So I could choose a brownish or a yellowish color, and I'm kind of dividing my paper in half long ways, and half is going to be the ground and half is the sky. Now when we're drawing with chalk, chalk gets really powdery. We really are trying to avoid a big pile of powder on our paper. And that is so that our chalk stays nice and light, wispy. We're going to layer a bunch of things on top. So we can't draw or color too heavy yet. Maybe blue or purple in the sky. So I'm just lightly coloring in the ground and the sky. I don't have any dust on my chalk. And I would never ever, if for some reason I had dust, blow it at my neighbor. Would get on my neighbor's clothes and maybe wreck their clothes. It would not be good for my neighbor to breathe in. My next step is I need to make sky and ground again with my paper. So when I think about the shapes I see in the sky, I think of soft clouds. So on your cream colored paper, you're going to draw a soft cloud line. Now just at the top, when I think of the clouds, they kind of are like little arches or little upside down smileys. I cut that out. All right, my cloud is going to go up in the top. All right. So with maybe like a darker blue or maybe even a purple, I'm going to color right on the edge of my cloud. And it might be helpful here to have a messy mat underneath. So I'm going to catch any chalk pastel that actually accidentally goes on the edge, because that could happen. I could use 2 or 3 sky colors here. All right, here's the cool part. I'm going to lay this paper kind of in the cloud area or in my sky area, and with one finger, I'm going to smear up along that arched line. Slowly and carefully move it away, and I see a cloud. Okay, I need to do that again. So adding a little bit more chalk, recharging my paper. I could go maybe a little bit lower or a little bit higher. I could go kind of right next to it or have it all go in a line. It is up to you. These are some artist choices you can make as you're adding or creating your clouds today. All right, once I have a few layers of clouds, I'm ready to think about the ground. Now notice, students, how I'm being really, really careful not to have my hand smear where I've already drawn. That's because chalk is really fragile. If we're rough on it or we're not careful, it will smear or smudge. So I'm trying really hard to keep this side of my palm or my hand off my paper, and that can be a little bit tricky. The next part of my ground that I need is in the middle. It is going to be my tall mountains. When I see mountains, they are awfully far away. I'm going to draw my mountains like a big zigzag line. Now my mountains are going to be kind of like a lightish green. We haven't added green yet, so that will add a little bit of variety. I could add dark green or a light green, maybe little bits of yellow, but these are the things that are farthest away on the ground, so it's going to be kind of lighter. All right, and I need to have these line up right on this thing. It's called the horizon line, where the sky and the ground meet. So I'm going to bring it right to the horizon line, and I'm going to smudge. Being really careful not to smear my paper by having my hand drag along the side. It's kind of tricky. Ooh, those are awfully light. I think I need to do that again. And that may happen to artists. Sometimes when we're learning something new, it doesn't quite work the first time, and that's okay. I know that I can add a little bit more chalk and try it again. All right, having it line up on the horizon line where the sky and the ground meet. Really good. My last part that I'm going to add in is something called the plateau. The plateau are kind of like flat top mountains. They're kind of like our hills that we would see closest to us in Wisconsin. And those are kind of like a flat top on the top, and then it goes down, flat, up, flat, a flat top mountain. Now I'm using the same paper. If you can't do that, you're more than welcome to go and grab another paper from the drive-thru. And this flat top mountain, it is going to have some red and some orange in it. It's closest to us. It's kind of looking that earthy color. Ooh, this is kind of like a pink. This could be cool. And if for some reason you don't have a red, you could go to another table and ask to share. You could come back to the drive-thru and grab one out of the big bin. There's supplies in here for all of us to borrow. All right, my plateau. Okay, and this can go in the ground area. When you have added clouds, mountains, and plateaus, you are finished. You can start to think about the things that you would see in the desert. Maybe like a scorpion or a cactus, maybe some kind of road. Think about other things maybe you would see in the desert to finish up your landscape. I can't wait to see how these turn out third grade.